Woj, how did all of this come about?
Well, Rob Pelinka, the Lakers, they reached out to J.J. Redick, his representatives, early this morning, Eastern time, and made J.J. Redick an offer to become the Lakers' next head coach. Spent several hours negotiating on that offer, and then I'm told now a 4-year contract for J.J. Redick to become the next coach of the Lakers. He met with Rob Pelinka, Jeannie Buss, last weekend in L.A., spent Saturday with them, continued to talk into this week. And J.J. Redick reemerged in this process after Connecticut's Dan Hurley had turned down the Lakers early last week. And now, he starts to work on a coaching staff. He's had a lot of thoughts about potential candidates he might like to bring in around him, certainly with an emphasis on experience. And certainly the defensive side of the ball, having somebody there, who brings a lot of credentials on that end. But I think for the Lakers, J.J. Redick was certainly a candidate they identified very early as a candidate. They kind of cooled on him as they went through that pursuit of Hurley. But once Hurley had moved on, he was front and center along with James Borrego, who's a very serious candidate in Cleveland now. And now Redick. Listen, the Lakers know what they're up against. J.J. Redick knows what he's up against. He has not coached really on any level other than his son's teams. But there certainly are examples of coaches who've come into the league, had success in modern times and, previous eras. There's certainly a lot of examples for Redick to learn from. But I think initially surrounding him with assistants that he trusts, that understand what he's up against. And I think there's a learning curve here. Everybody knows that. But the Lakers see a tremendous upside with Redick, his ability to connect with players, his high basketball IQ. And certainly there are going to be elements of the job, many of them, that he's going to have to learn quickly. And certainly part of that's going to be trial and error.
All right. So you just saw right there the news that Adrian Wojnarowski provided. But it shouldn't take Adrian Wojnarowski to tell you that, because Ticket, along with myself, told you guys for months that this was the rumor. So for guys to be sending me text messages and guys to be sending me Facebook posts about J.J. Redick becoming the Lakers head coach, you guys are not paying attention. That's the thing that drives me nuts. If you listen to me, if you listen to Ticket, as soon as Darvin Ham got fired, we told you for 3 months that the Lakers was looking at hiring J.J. Redick. So I don't understand why people sending me text messages talking about, hey, man, J.J. Redick going to become the new coach. I'm like, I know that. I told you that. So we need to do a better job of paying attention, man. When we tell you stuff, look, we don't just be out here blowing hot air. We tell you the stuff for a reason. Now that I'm off of that, I'm going to get on to this. Today, we are gathered here, to celebrate the life of being a Lakers fan. This once proud franchise is now going on to glory. No thanks in part to LeBron James. It's disgusting. So let me get this straight. 7 weeks ago, the Lakers fired Darvin Ham, right? And what was the excuse of Darvin Ham being fired, despite the fact that he took a team in his first year to the Western Conference Finals? He then turns around the next year, wins the in-season tournament. But LeBron James get a hair up his ass, and now Darvin Ham is gone. Now, mind you, LeBron James tried to sabotage Darvin Ham throughout the course of the season when, in a game against the Boston Celtics, when him and AD didn't play, Who ended up winning that game? Oh, yeah, the Lakers end up winning that game against the eventual NBA champion Boston Celtics in Boston. Then, when you factor in the 2 games they didn't play against the Milwaukee Bucks, right? And Darvin Ham was a former assistant with the Bucks when they won the championship. So if anybody knows the Bucks, it's Darvin Ham. Oh yeah, by the way, Darvin Ham went back to Milwaukee to be the lead assistant under Doc Rivers. They won both those games. So now you got a situation now, you got a, they talk about, oh, we need a head coach with experience. Well, make this make sense. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. All these so-called Lakers fans, but you guys are not Lakers fans. You ain't nothing but a bunch of LeBron James dick licks. That's what you are. Because anybody that's a Lakers fan would not tolerate no shit like this. Are you really looking to win a championship? Are you really looking to tie the Boston Celtics for most championships in the history of the NBA? Because right now we're number 2. We're number 2. And it really grinds my gears to watch the Boston Celtics and all those racist ass fans be celebrating an NBA championship. And this is how you respond? By hiring a guy who has never coached on any level. All he did was go on First Take, cook Stephen A. and Mad Dog like that's supposed to be difficult. I mean, that's easy work, cooking them 2 fucking clowns. And then he goes to become a commentator on ESPN, and he was on the number 2 broadcast team until Doc Rivers left to become the coach of the Milwaukee Bucks after they fired Adrian Griffin. And then he takes the next step alongside Doris Burke and Mike Breen, some of the most boring commentators out there. That NBA Finals commentator was a snooze fest. Then you factor in the fact that, oh yeah, the Lakers fired Darvin Ham. Dan Hurley turns down a massive contract offer, which pretty much cleared the way for fucking JJ Redick to become Lakers head coach. Because look, James Borrego, really? How is James Borrego a goddamn head coaching candidate? Huh? How in the Kobe Bryant is turning over his fucking grave right now as we speak. Shout out to the Crawford Experience for his donation to Super Chat. He said Magic Johnson is shaking his head right now. Shit, Magic Johnson doing more than that. Magic Johnson probably throwing some shit in this goddamn mansion. How is this move gets the Lakers any closer to the championship? And if you want to donate to the channel, this is my Cash App and PayPal. Make it make sense. All right, because we only been telling y'all for 3 months, but Ticket, myself, Ticket been the first one to bang the drum about it. I decided to pick up the ball and run with it. But I got sources of my own that told me that the Lakers was looking at hiring JJ Redick. This man was running his mouth on First Take, talking all kind of shit about Doc Rivers. When in fact, Doc Rivers was the guy that gave him a starting job because all the other teams was looking to have him come off the bench. This guy ain't never coached on no level, not one. But somehow he is the guy that's going to be like Pat Riley. That is so fucking laughable, yo. That is so fucking laughable that you're going to put this guy in the same breath as a Pat Riley. Really, yo? We really going to do that? We really going to do that? At least Pat Riley was an assistant coach on the Lakers before Paul Westhead got fired. That's how Pat Riley got up in there. They knew they was hiring JJ Redick all along. That's only because Dan Hurley turned down the job. Dan Hurley was definitely in the Lakers' crosshairs. He was definitely in their crosshairs. If Dan Hurley had Dan Hurley not turned down the job, we wouldn't be talking about JJ Redick right now as a coach. We wouldn't be. And then it's not like this hire here is going to make the team any better, because the Western Conference, as we all know it right now, is stacked. It's stacked. You got a young OKC team that's only going to get better. You have the defending Western Conference champion in the Dallas Mavericks. You got the Denver Nuggets. You got the Houston Rockets. That's an up-and-coming team under Ime Udoka. So that's 4 teams right there, right off rip. Then you got Sacramento. Then you got Golden State's probably going to end up regressing unless they make a big old splash. But Golden State's going to be middle of the road. Phoenix going to be middle of the road. But you got a Minnesota Timberwolves team that's on the rise now. Phoenix Suns, they ain't no threat in the West. Come on, Gideon. I thought you knew basketball. The Phoenix Suns ain't no threat in the West. So when you factor that and the fact that the Lakers really hadn't done anything to develop young players or bring in some marquee free agents and all that, right? And this team is going to suck. Okay? And look, JJ Redick, you're going to feel it. Then LeBron James dick licks, hey, they're going to turn on you. Have you not learned from the other coaches, right? Because this LeBron James' 4th coach. This is 4th coach. Luke Walton, Frank Vogel, Darvin Ham, and now you got this guy. What's up, GG Chillin'? Good to see you. So, as soon as you lose a couple games, as soon as you get on the losing streak, guess what the LeBron James dicklegs gonna do? Hey, they're gonna be calling for your head, bro. They're gonna be calling for your firing. The Shannon Sharps, that Toucan Sam looking motherfucker, and Nick Wright, right? And I see that over time he happened to grow a full head of hair. But yeah, that dude, the consummate LeBron James dickleg. Matter of fact, he's the preeminent LeBron James dickleg. He's going to be calling for your job. All these dudes going to be calling for your job. All these fake-ass liquor channels that's out here will be calling for your job. As soon as you start losing a couple games, as soon as you don't win the in-season tournament and pad LeBron's legacy, guess what? That's what they're going to do. They're going to be calling for your job, and I can be sitting right there, eating my goddamn popcorn, watching the festivities happen. Because you think I'm going to come to your defense after the way you talk shit about Doc Rivers? Fuck no. There ain't no way. All right, I'm back. I'm back like I never left. Now, as I was saying before, I got a phone call. I need to set this bitch on do not disturb. Cause I gotta get this off my chest. I gotta get this shit off my chest. You think after the way you disrespected Doc Rivers on First Take, or yeah, it was on First Take. When you sit up there disrespected Doc Rivers, that I'm going to sit there and defend you when these LeBron James dicklegs come for you? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely the fuck not. The Lakers franchise, as we know it, is done. It's done. Now, unless we got a Ouija board somewhere that we can resurrect Dr. Jerry Buss and Jerry West from the dead or whatever like that, this franchise is completely toast. It's done. It's done. You got a Memphis Grizzlies team that's coming back next year, and John Morant, he'll be fully healthy and all that. You think they'll be back in the mix? So the Western Conference is not going to get any easier. It's not. How does this hire make this team better? How does this hire makes this team compete for a championship? And I'm going to let you in a little secret just in case you didn't realize it. It doesn't. It just doesn't. You think just because he does some podcast with LeBron James, that's supposed to convince me that this guy can drop and play in crunch time situations and all that his coaching prowess is going to, get the Lakers out of a jam or something like that? Man, the fuck out of here, man. Fuck out of here. This shit ain't no goddamn. This shit, he gonna realize real quick this shit ain't gonna be a walk in the park. He got a 4-year deal. I wouldn't be surprised this motherfucker lasts 2 years. So that's basically all of any coach under LeBron James. That's all they get. They get 2 years, and then they're gone. No matter what they do. Frank Vogel won the championship with the Lakers. This motherfucker was gone the next year. So imagine what happens if this team don't even make the playoffs. You gotta, man, and Rob Pelinka, I think Rob Pelinka ass is on the line for this one. His ass gotta be on the line for this one. Rob Pelinka, what are you doing? When you Kobe Bryant's agent at one point, Kobe Bryant couldn't. I remember hearing stories about how Kobe Bryant couldn't stand JJ Redick. You're doing Kobe Bryant the service, Rob Pelinka, by putting this Bama as the head coach. And I wish LA Sports Live was in this motherfucker right now. I wish my boy LA Sports Live was in the chat. But this is bullshit right here, man. This is bullshit. This is fucking bullshit that we got this going on. What trying to tell you? JJ, man, look. In my opinion, he ain't got the experience and he can't coach a chicken out of an egg. This motherfucker cannot coach a goddamn chicken out of an egg, and we're gonna make this guy the head coach of one of the most storied franchises in all of sports. Starts off like a hometown marriage, lovely wife and life, baby carriage, and all the stars, of course, stays of course, but it ends in Hollywood divorce. Hollywood divorce. I cannot wait. I can't wait. I can't wait to watch this shit show. Man, I don't know. Man, look. Wow. I'm so disgusted right now. I don't even know what to say. But I knew this for 3 months. Even though I knew this for 3 months, I was hoping and praying that I would be wrong, that this day would not come. Even when word that Monty Williams was fired from the Detroit Pistons yesterday, there was all this buzz about possibly Monty Williams becoming the Lakers head coach, but I don't see how I don't even see that he was even in the equation, or else they wouldn't have made this hire. What's up, 2 Raw? Yeah, man, it's a goddamn disgrace, man. It's the disgrace. I don't like it. The Lakers that I know from Showtime, where we was a perennial NBA Finals contender every year. Even the Lake Show with Kobe Bryant and Shaq or whatever like that, man. It's beyond sad and comical to see this go down, man. I mean, one of the most storied franchises in all the sports is now a laughing stock because this guy, JJ fucking Redick, all because him and LeBron James do a goddamn podcast together, and that was enough for the Lakers. Hell, you know what? Hey, too raw. Hey, me, you, and Tinker ought to do a podcast together. Hey, maybe an NBA team will call us, see if we could be head coaches, right? I mean, we don't got no head coaching experience. I mean, if they count, I mean, I coached the ships when I was in the military. I coached the basketball team on my ship, if that counts for anything, right? I mean, that means I got more head coaching experience than JJ fucking Redick. I coached my ship's basketball team, and I took them to the playoffs. I mean, that means I got more head coaching experience than JJ Redick. I know how to draw up a fucking play. Hey, too raw. Hey, you and I need to get a goddamn podcast together. Me, you, and Ticket. Me, you, and Ticket get a podcast together, man. Maybe we could be head coaches and shit. We can have a joint podcast and all that. That way we could just drop some plays, pull up a scenario and shit like that. Do some cut shoulda wouldas, right? And maybe that'll be enough for maybe like, I don't know, who's the worst team in the NBA? Oh yeah, the Washington Wizards. They'll call us, right? I mean, I don't live that far from DC. I'm going to the draft party next week. Maybe I gotta convince Brian Keefe. I don't even know who the fuck that is, but I do know that he went 10-38 after old boy got fired. Right? After Wes Unseld Jr. got fired, they moved him up to the front office. They brought in Brian Keefe, and he went 10-38 the rest of the way. And that was enough for that Bama to get a head coaching gig. This shit's, oh my Lord have mercy. This shit is fucking crazy, bro. This shit, but then again, like I say, I ain't surprised. I knew this shit for 3 months. I knew for 3 months this guy was gonna become the head coach. The wrench was that offer they made to Dan Hurley. That was the wrench. Now, had Dan Hurley taken that job, the Lakers job, we would not be talking about JJ Redick right now. Boy, this franchise is fucking toast. Is this your king? Huh? And look, LeBron still has not signed the $51 million offer, the player option or whatever like that he got. He still hasn't signed that yet. And I think that is contingent on what happens next week at the draft. All right. I'm going to need y'all to listen up, right? Because I don't want nobody sending me no goddamn text messages and shit from shit I already told you. Listen up. What's up, Matt? Kevin Abreu. Hey, Kevin Abreu, I ain't seen you in a long time, bro. Good to see you. Kid Trunks, I see you up in here, man. Long time no see. LeBron James has not signed that player option, the $51 million player option that's on the table. He still hasn't signed that yet. That will be contingent on where Bronny goes or who drafts him. Right? Because remember, what was LeBron James's goal? He wanted to play with his son. He wanted to play with his son for a couple years before he retires. That's always been his goal. Remember, Rich Paul come out and let the cat out the bag saying that LeBron James is a free agent. Y'all remember that from a couple months ago when when Rich Paul accidentally let the cat out the bag, and when Chris Haynes asked him to clarify that, then he want to backpedal and talk about, well, we don't talk business in public. But he accidentally let the cat out the bag saying that LeBron James is a free agent. Next Wednesday is the NBA draft. I know because I'll be at the Wizards draft party, right? What happens on that? What happens at that draft will hinge on what LeBron James is due. You heard teams possibly drafting Bronny, whatever like that. I believe Bronny will not go in the first round. He just won't. He damn sure ain't a lottery pick, but he's not going in the first round. In my opinion, in my prediction, I don't think he's going to go in the first round. Maybe early second round. If he do go in the first round, it'd be late. It'll be late first round. But if Bronny gets wherever Bronny gets drafted to, right? And I suspect it will be a contender. I don't see LeBron James going to no team that's a rebuilding project, right? So it will be with a team that is contending, and that's where LeBron James is going to go. Either it's going to be a straight draft or it's going to be a trade of some picks and some shit like that. Some funky shit's going to happen where Bronny's going to get drafted, and that's where LeBron James is going to go. I heard the Dallas Mavericks were interested in him. I heard maybe even the New York Knicks might be interested in him. All that is to get LeBron to say, Lakers, it's been nice, but we're out of here. And then what? Then what? Now, if the Lakers draft Bronny in the first round, then LeBron James is going to stay. If the Lakers draft Bronny in the first round, he's going to stay. But, Jeannie Buss, this on you. Your daddy is turning over in his grave right now watching this shit show. So what day is going to be the draft? Next Wednesday. There's only one day because only 2 rounds. The NBA draft only has 2 rounds. So there's only one day, next Wednesday. That's the draft. But this is, man, look, man. The glory days of the Lakers as we come to know it is over. This dark cloud will not go away until LeBron James leaves the LA Lakers, man. I'm just saying, man. As long as this guy and Rich Paul end up being the goddamn old puppet masters on the Lakers and stuff like that, they're the one pulling the strings and controlling everything. Man, look, man, this is going to be a shit show for the next few years. This team, these moves ain't nowhere near gonna put this team anywhere close to contention for an NBA championship. It just doesn't. Just doesn't. So you guys let me know what y'all think, man. There's some. The more I talk about this, the more it really pisses me off, man. Straight up, man. Straight up. Now, having said all that, if the Lakers, get off to a really good start and, they end up shocking the NBA and stuff like that, of course this will blow up in my face. But I'm playing with house money, so guess what? I'm going to bet that this team is going to start off slow. And remember, they'll start off at like 2-10 or some shit like that. People are already calling for Darvin Ham's job his first year before he had write the ship and take them to the Western Conference Finals. I say that this is going to start off slow, and yeah, and all LeBron James' dick licks is going to come for JJ Redick, and I'll be right there to watch this thing burn down to the ground. Now, if you're not a subscriber to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and share these videos on your social media platforms. Oh, would you say too, Raw? Do you think AD is gone if things go the way we think, which is horrible? I think AD is going to want out. I think hell, I won't be surprised if that motherfucker don't ask for a trade already. as of this recording, I would not be surprised this motherfucker is at home in his mansion, throwing things around the damn house, calling his agents up, saying, "Look, man, I want out of here. I want out. I want out of LA." I wouldn't be surprised AD asked for a trade. As far as I'm concerned, given his injury history and his diva-like attitude and all that, bye. Don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out. As far as I'm concerned, trade his ass while you still can. Shouts out to the Lions Den basketball community. This your man. Scream at me. Hurt!